Hi everyone, I'm Rishik, and today I'll be going over the topics of brain-machine interfaces and deep brain stimulation from Chapter 17 of the Brain Facts book. To understand these two concepts, you first need to understand how neurons work. Remember that the brain consists of 80 to 100 billion neurons. Each neuron communicates with thousands of others by using electrical and chemical signals to relay messages that control your thoughts and actions. First off, what is a brain-machine interface? A brain-machine interface is essentially a pathway between a brain and an external device. The fact that both neurons and computers use electricity to transmit information makes this pathway possible. A brain-machine interface detects the electric signals in the brain, amplifies them for the computer to use, and then interprets them. The signals are detected with an electroencephalograph, also known as an EEG, which uses electrodes on a scalp, or they are detected with electrodes directly on the surface of the brain. Since the signals are too weak for the computer to read, they must be amplified and sent to the computer. Then the software of the computer uses algorithms to predict the intentions of the brain. The first time a brain-machine interface was used was for monkeys and rats. The animals had thin metal wires inserted into their brains to record the firing patterns of neurons when they did repetitive tasks. Scientists saw that there were specific patterns associated with different motions. These patterns were translated into computer algorithms, which allowed the monkeys and rats to do the same task with a prosthetic arm controlled by their thoughts. This is being applied to humans too. Electrode arrays implanted into a patient's brain can help them control computer cursors, prosthetic arms, or even their own paralyzed limbs. However, these cannot become widely used until they become more simple, smaller, and more reliable. The image you see on screen is an example of an electrode array on the brain's surface. Another kind of brain-machine interface is a neuroprosthetic device, which can receive outputs from the nervous system, but also can provide inputs, such as the sense of touch. These allow users to be more precise and natural with their movements. However, these are still very limited and low-tech due to the limitations of technology, but would probably be more viable in the future. Possible applications for these would be enhancing cognition, restoring memory, or treating neural disorders like epilepsy. The image on screen is an example of a neuroprosthetic arm. A neuroprosthetic arm can be controlled by the brain, but can also send sensory inputs back to the brain. With a normal prosthetic arm controlled by the brain, you would not be able to receive any sensory inputs. Our next topic is deep brain stimulation. So, what is it? Deep brain stimulation involves the usage of electrical impulses through electrodes to control the brain's activity. Wires and electrodes are surgically implanted into the brain and connected to a pulse generator that is separately implanted in the upper chest. The pulse generator sends electric currents to the electrodes to alter the activity of brain cells. In this image, we can see the pulse generator in the upper chest and the wires and electrodes inserted in the brain. For example, deep brain stimulation can be used to help with movement disorders, which are usually caused by abnormal signals in neural circuits which get amplified. Deep brain stimulation helps to regulate and suppress these abnormal signals. Deep brain stimulation is not a cure for neural disorders, but it can significantly improve a patient's quality of life. Deep brain stimulation has been used to treat disorders and diseases like epilepsy, dystonia, Tourette syndrome, Parkinson's disease, and OCD. Research is currently being done into extending this to other mental disorders and mood disorders, such as treatment-resistant depression. There are risks to deep brain stimulation. It is very invasive, and the surgery could cause infections, strokes, and brain hemorrhage. In addition, the hardware could malfunction and the batteries need to be replaced every 3 to 4 years. Sometimes there are side effects like unintended movements, numbness, double vision, and speech disturbances, but these are caused by the pulse generator and are reversible with small adjustments to it. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned about brain-machine interfaces and deep brain stimulation. For more information, check out the links in the description.